Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Cortez, and I was the screenwriter, the co-story director, co-editor, and one of the actors in the Family Edition. And with me is Rebecca K. Sampson.
Rebecca K. Sampson.
Who was an actor, a co-story writer, and a co-editor on the Family Edition.
And the Baby Wrangler.
Yeah, and the Baby Wrangler. And welcome, everybody, to the audio commentary for the Family Edition, which is a movie that Rebecca and I had talked about doing when we knew we wanted to have a family. Mm-hmm. So to kind of like quickly get into the origins of this, basically this was a movie that we said this would be really cool to do one day, to do a film, you know, when we have our first baby, and then when we have our second baby, do another movie about what it's like to have, you know, the first baby, that's movie one, what it's like to have the second baby, that's movie two. And I can't remember if it was me who came up with and then when we're older, we'll make one, and they're all older, and we're old, and it'll be fun.
I am sure that was you.
Yeah, so we dubbed it the Family Trilogy, and this year you're seeing the first film of that trilogy.
And so far, my thoughts are, there I was with the baby weight, very real to the story, except, you know, I wasn't supposed to be pregnant yet. And there's a piece of hair that's out of alignment, and it's bugging me.
And this is one of the few shots of the movie that's a pickup shot. It's coming up. Can you tell the difference?
Yes.
You can?
Because I definitely am heavier.
And
that picture wasn't there. See, that's a picture of us with the baby, and then there's the baby stuff
Oh, yeah, which makes no sense. Because why would we have the baby already? That is really funny.
Maybe.
See, that was a pickup shot right there. Where you go, what?
What?
Yeah. And, that's our dog making noise. So this whole scene had a couple of iterations and a couple of edits. It was a lot longer originally, and you were like, see, this is a pickup shot. And you were like, we don't need this to be that long, do we? And I'm like, oh, come on. And then when we saw it, I was like, you're absolutely correct. And you will find, as we're watching this movie, that that's what happens most of the times. That Rebecca's like, you know, do you really want this? And I'm like, absolutely. And then it takes me to cut a whole movie together to realize what a terrible idea. Or we could have snipped it, you know?
You like to see things like the whole thing first, then make your impression. I like to make edits as I go.
Right.
So that's just different styles that we have, and kind of in every area of our life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. And that's why I thought it was very fun to co-edit this with you, because I hadn't officially co-edited a movie with you before. And this was like the first time we were like, okay, we both have to agree on picture lock. And I'm like, all right. This opening scene, this was kind of an artificial flashback, because I thought it'd be fun if each movie opens with a flashback. And so naturally, this one would open with us not having kids. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the shots at the beginning where you see the party happening, that was, I guess, technically a flashback. That's using archival footage from Drunk Max 2.
That guacamole was like 5 years old.
Yeah. And, but then, you know, we shot these parts. But it's kind of funny because we're in the background shots. If you see Drunk Max 2, Matt and Sarah are there. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I need a party, and I thought, let me just literally pluck them from the movie instead of, you know, and remember you tried to find that outfit, and you're like, I don't really have it, but I have something that looks similar.
Yeah. So, technically not the same outfit.
So if you go back and you see it, it's not identical. So this opening sequence that's coming up, I remember every time I would listen to this song this is a song from Taking Back Sunday that is a demo. It didn't from their self-titled album. And every time I would listen to this, I would just think, oh my God, like this is the Boogie. While I'm recording, can you put them away?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to commandeer the ship while Rebecca goes off. This is a good story anyway. But so I would work out on my bike, and as I was working out, I was like, oh my God, this song is totally the song that I want the Family Edition to open with. Just because, I don't know, it has this like really somber tone, and just this whole idea of having these shots linger after, you know, like here we show the milk being stirred or what have you, and then we move away from it. Like, these shots linger a lot longer than I guess they should. And I don't know. I don't know what I was going for with this.
A natural feel.
Yeah, I guess vibes. Just like what is going on in here, and not showing Rebecca's eyes. I actually had forgotten that while we were shooting it, which shows what a great director I am. And then when we sat down to cut it, I'm like, oh right, we need to zoom in, and that worked out really well. So
I hated that outfit. It was one of those like stuffy work outfits I felt pressured to buy.
Yeah.
So I guess it suited the mood.
I don't know. I wanted visually someone just to be like, oh, she's going to work.
That's not even mine. That was a gift from Marie when I went to places to buy outfits and couldn't find anything.
Yeah. So here, our son, we saw him during the opening credits, but here he is. His first, well, not his first starring role. He has a Blink and You'll Miss It cameo in Drunk Max 3, but this is his first, one of the three main characters, and he does not look like that anymore.
No, his jaw doesn't even look like that. His jaw was more like heart-shaped when he was a baby.
He's a big boy. We started filming this movie 3 months after... No, I'm sorry.
Stay here.
It was longer than 3 months. We filmed this... Oh, God, I want to say we started filming in January? December? I think it was December. No. It was like March or something like that. We had just wrapped Max 3, and let me tell you, that was tough. Mm-hmm. Doing 2 movies back to back, that's something I will try not to ever do again, because it's really hard, man. We were both exhausted, and
I love these freeze frames, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this was always the idea. Even when we were crafting the story. We would talk about ideas that we had, we would spitball things, and then we would outline, stuff. So we didn't finish until I had a full outline. But I think I had mentioned that in the outline, the freeze framing. I'm not sure. And that's your actual
pregnancy test.
Yeah, Rebecca kept them, so that's the actual one.
I peed on that stick, except I peed in a cup, and then I put the stick in the cup. Because that's what they say to do now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just like you keep messing up if you try to pee on a stick. It's harder than it looks.
There's Mustache, their phantom pet.
Our phantom pet. Yeah, we don't talk about him.
So you actually did a great job here. I said you need to look pregnant, and you just bundled up some clothes, I think. But you did a really great job of looking pregnant there. Like,
it's a little lumpy, but it does. It works.
I totally buy it. And here you are again.
Here I look more pregnant.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, I didn't know how we were going to do it. I'm like, she'll figure it out. She knows what to do. She was pregnant. Who better to make themselves look pregnant again without actually getting pregnant? So this, you were actually off screen saying the lines to me. Mm-hmm. I remember. You were like, my tasty treats. And I think my direction to you was be like Balthazar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Amulet! Which, if anyone gets that reference.
Yeah, that's a great show.
It's a deep cut, but it's fun stuff. The house does not look like this anymore. Oh my God, there's like stuff there.
Nothing in the house looks like that.
3 days after Brandon was born. That was really tough shot to do, because our son is actually not there. And you can actually hear him, but we put him in his he had this thing that he would stand in and run around in, and we put him in there and put on some cartoons, and he still got really annoyed. So a lot of this was like, we'd be like, all right, come on, we gotta go.
Hurry up, get it before you whine.
Yeah, it was very fast-paced directing. It was tough, but it was rewarding. I mean, I like how this movie turned. And here we have a callback to the Kiss by a Rose. Every time we cry.
Exactly how we felt.
We cry and seal.
Oh, I love this scene.
Yeah, this is really cute. And you were so particular about this. You were like, I'm going to change every outfit of mine. I think I just changed my shirt. No, I wore the same shirt. That was the joke. I'm like, I'm just going to wear the same shirt.
Also, partially laziness.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
But I was like, we should always have hats, because I accidentally had hats in half the shots, and I'm like, no. We should always have hats. Every single shot.
And these are all real things that Jack wore, our son, during those first 3 months. Because Jack was born in September, so, man, he had what we call the holiday trilogy really early on. So here, I had just written Chris loses his mind. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, so I just did this.
Aww,
and I thought
so
it was great. Thanks.
Gosh, he's just so cute.
This was one of the first movies that we created out of chronology.
Yeah.
Originally... No, from the very beginning, I knew this was going to be a flashback fest.
And then this is a parallel, like my morning routine and your morning routine.
Oh, yeah. This is just what I go. And this is all very true.
Yeah.
It was funny because when we wrote this, Jack was 3 months old. Because we were filming Max 3. And it was funny because when we got around to doing this, a lot of this didn't really work anymore.
Yeah.
So we were like, but, we had it in the script already. And that's kind of like the nature of the beast. Like kids, when they're that young, just are constantly evolving every day. So we wrote what we thought would be, apropes, but at the end of the day, it was kind of like, well, it was semi-apropes. Some of it that we did, but some of it not.
Gosh, I can't even remember him that small. Now he's this 3-year-old running around.
I've been working on a lot of bonus features lately, and I was telling you the other day, and you're getting the same thing, is just... My God, he doesn't look like this anymore.
Those little chunky legs.
I know.
And he's got some feet.
Yeah. So, Sarah's first weekend back, from work and stuff. And I think this movie, some of it is, yes, actually did happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of it did happen. And, we kind of fictionalized it or... extended it a little further for dramaticism. Some of it is just straight up made up. I don't remember, though, if this was something that would happen, really, because we were just tired, and I think we would just sit down and watch movies.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever tried to drink or anything like that during the first 3 months,
Pretty much the first, I feel like, almost the first full year, we were just kind of coping.
Yeah.
And didn't really have fun, or tried to have fun, until after that. And then that was kind of taken away temporarily for that intermediary year between 1 and 2. I feel like that year almost didn't happen.
Yeah. No, definitely. So, yeah, that's just an example of, we weren't thinking of drinking. We were thinking of like, the bare basics of what we like to do. Because, there's...
just sit on couch, scroll...
Yeah. Like for you, it was your book. I think you were already writing your book at this time, which is why actually you opted to just write the story. Because with these films, I really want, us to do as much. Yeah, to collaborate as much as we can. Obviously, Jack was just born, so aside from appearing in it, he couldn't have said, I really want to do this scene, see? You were writing your novel, and that was taking up a lot of your...
Still is taking...
Yeah, it's about to release, but yeah, you're still working on it. And so you were like, look, let's work on the story together, but you should write the screenplay. And that's what we would do. In the behind the scenes, I kind of elaborate on that a little bit more, but yeah.
My fishy. My fishy is gone.
Yeah, Becca's fish.
He was there. His name was Cuddles. Cuddles was in the movie.
Yeah, Cuddles was his first and only movie.
Aww.
God, not even the kitchen looks like that anymore.
No.
It's a lot more clean. Thank God.
The kitchen is cleaner now. Mostly because Chris is cleaning it and not me.
Well, it's my thing, It's what I do. Some of those magnets are still there, like that one of that bunny rabbit. That's still there. And that salad bowl, we're actually using it now, so it's on top of our fridge. So that's...
This one we had to fake. He wasn't actually...
Yeah, no. Because we weren't going to make the boy cry, But, we tried to cut around, see, not really seeing...
he was actually happy.
Yeah, he was super happy. He's like, yeah.
He's like, why are you shaking me, Mom? Can we just hang out?
That would happen a lot, where we were like, okay, we're going to put him down now, and he'll probably cry, but it's okay, it'll just be for a second. He never did, because, again, this was 3 months after, and he trusted us. He's like, oh, man, these are my parents. They know what they're doing. So, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of this wasn't canon, I guess, to what we were doing.
The milk definitely was, because we were only half breastfeeding, half bottle feeding with formula.
Yeah.
So a lot of that kind of leaks into here.
Yeah, definitely.
Figuratively.
Yeah. For the whole shoot, I didn't shave because the beard I have now, how it's like thicker, that's what I really wanted for this film. But we had just shot Max 3 where I had kind of like a thinner beard. So I never shot, but this was such a quick shooting period that it never really grew out. So here we just kind of drove around my block, which in hindsight was a bad idea. I wouldn't do this again, but there's a lot more jokes here that we cut.
Yeah, and you kept telling me to be, like, more emotive and more dramatic, and I'm like, but that's not how I would do it if I actually did it.
By the way, that audiobook, because Becca would listen to a lot of, she still does, a lot of audiobooks, in Larry's dying breath, I just cried in your arms tonight. That was a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And you were like, we gotta change that. And then I'm like, nah, let's keep it. And then I think at the end you were just like, alright.
Yeah, like, whatever. It works.
Let the boy. So that was always a temp track, and then it kind of snuck in there. And this was actually something that I figured out from the movie Austin Powers while we were writing it. I didn't know this was, like, I never got that joke. And the joke when a lot of vagina, says, how dare you break wind before me? And then he's like, I didn't know it was your turn. I didn't get that because I was a dumb kid. And then I'm like, oh, I get it. Before, because she was talking about men come first and women come second. And then he says, and sometimes not at all. It's all like puns and shit, but it was really funny. So this was real. This was something that Rebecca and I really had to work with. I did have this very anxiety-riddled thing with our son where the second Becca would come home from work, I was like, please take him! And it was something, not in the way the film depicts it, that's fiction, but in real life, for realsies, we, had our own way of kind of figuring out, and I don't do that now, right?
No.
Yeah, no, that was...
What if I had said yes?
I would have been like, oh god!
Pause
this is going to turn into a Dr. Phil.
Number 2.
This is going to be a Dr. Phil
I did
commentary.
feel like that.
Yeah. So, when you were dancing there, it was so funny, because I'm like, down, left, down, because you're like, I don't know what you want me to do, and I'm like, okay, just listen to my voice. So that was really funny.
Me and
that was a ad-lib by you. That was great.
Really?
He just peed on me. That wasn't, I don't think you were...
I don't remember.
Wait, was it? Crap, I can't remember now.
I'm pretty sure that was scripted.
It was?
Okay.
I just think,
I would love to take the credit, but I don't think that was me.
Well, your delivery was excellent. That was above and beyond what I expected.
Oh,
Not that you're bad.
That face is a face I make.
By the way, you did a really great job, but you had to, like, walk over. There was, like, a camera that was blocking you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, try to move as smooth as you can. You're like, but there's a camera blocking me. And I'm like, yeah, but go smooth. And you're like, I'll try. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Were you gonna...
Oh, no, I was just saying that angry face is an angry face I actually make.
Yes, that is a genuine angry face that Rebecca makes. I told her, make that genuine angry face, and you went, I'll bring that genuine angry face. Mm-hmm. And it scared me, because sometimes I see that face. Like right now. No, I'm kidding.
Look at all those dishes I hadn't done. And I probably said, Chris, but what about the dishes? And you were just like, whatever,
well,
it's authentic.
I think it does add to the stress, though. It really does. Like, because that was something Matt and Sarah, there's the phantom dog. Matt and Sarah, what I wanted to kind of do with these characters was at the beginning of the film, you see that they had absolutely no intentions of having kids anytime soon because of their financial problems and stuff like that. But then you see that it really is just, in a way, a fear of, kind of losing who they are. Mm-hmm. And it's not until the end of the movie. This, I really feel, is like the heightened point. Like if this was a big V or a big mountain, we've reached the top part here where everything kind of like this is the argument. Thank you. Like correct terminology and storytelling. That's why I need you. This is the climax. This is kind of like from here, and this is the events that cause us to have the argument, and that's why I wore the same shirt, because in reality, I just take off my pants and go to sleep and wear whatever shirt I'm wearing.
I remember being nervous on this day filming because I really didn't like that we were pretending to fight while holding Jack. So I was like, what if this messes him up psychologically and he remembers this argument somehow? And
well, we shot...
nervous.
It's funny because these two shots were done month or weeks apart because everything involving Jack, if our son was in a shot, we did it. Mm-hmm. And then did
all those first.
Weeks later. For the first 2 days of shooting were any shot involving our son. I think day 1 was day shots, day 2 was night shots. And then, we came back and we did all of your shots and, so anytime you see that, that's how we kind of spread everything around. This was really cool. I like how this turned out. We had to, rather than using green screen, because I thought it would look really cheap, we kind of just went to the corner of your office and, we relit it a little bit and put some filters on it. I think it actually came out pretty good. It does look like,
I mean, if it were like my office at work, that would be really messy.
Oh, it would be extremely,
work. Yeah. But I think for the purposes of this movie, it works well.
Yeah.
And that ring there isn't our wedding ring. It was because I still had the baby weight and my wedding ring didn't fit me yet.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
So it just kind of looks like a wedding ring, but it wasn't ours.
Yeah. Oh my God, I do remember. Hey, I'm wearing the same shirt. That's funny.
For like a year and a half, I couldn't wear our wedding ring.
Yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah, because weren't you concerned you were gonna have to cut it off if you wore it? Like it would get stuck on
it was too swollen. So like during certain parts of the day, it would feel tighter than others, and I was just too stressed about it, so I just didn't wear them.
Yeah. No, definitely. So yeah, the jump. Sorry, I'm trying to segue in. So the jumping around in the timeline here. I had mentioned earlier we'd never done anything out of chronology before. Heavily in one of my movies.
And I was very worried about clothes throughout everything.
Yeah, so here we're back to this is the day after that argument we just saw, and it's getting later, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I remember at one point even thinking, like, wouldn't it be fun to do, like, an alternate cut of the movie where it's chronologically played? And I don't think it would work.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, just the way the story is structured and the way everything turns out. There's, like, beats in the story that it would be interesting, I guess, but not enough to put forth the effort. So I'll probably never do that or anything like that.
Unless you demand it.
Yeah, if you demand it, I'll do it. So this was always an idea I had from day one, was having this song. Rocky IV is the king of montages. Like that movie is 80% montage. And so when we were going to do this scene, I'm like, that's what I want to do.
He's just looking at me.
I love Jack's acting here, by the way. Look, he looks at the thing. Huh? Oh. Like, I thought, I'm like, man, he out-acted me in that scene. He's like, how many months?
He's just so pretty.
He is very pretty.
Look at his feet.
Now, all these shots, that was you. You were like, let's do this. And I was just like, okay, and I'm so glad you said, let's do more shots. Like that, Jack reaching for the camera and all that, or Brandon, rather. That was all you. You're like, no, let's keep going. This is great. I'm like, really? And you're like, yeah, just go.
Yeah.
Because Becca would operate the camera whenever, And this is what I would do, because babies are...
Yeah, that would keep him occupied for hours.
Man, yeah, and then he learned how to jump out.
Yeah.
Now, okay, this is a pickup shot where I'm wearing a wig, because that was after my cancer treatments, and I had lost all my hair, and if you can see, my beard is super thin. But the idea is that's what he wishes he could do. This was your idea.
Oh, I love that shirt.
Did that
I wish I had that shirt.
Yeah, this was in reshoots. You were like, let's zoom in on his face, and then he's imagining something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a great idea. And, we did that.
And for some reason, he imagined me with longer hair. Interesting.
Yeah, again, those were all pickups. The last pickup we did was me, because the editing of this film, I've mentioned this in the behind the scenes, but very shortly after this, I actually had a tumor in my mouth while we were filming this, and then I was diagnosed with cancer right after this, right after we wrapped. Thankfully, everything turned out okay. Mm-hmm. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I did go through chemo treatment, and I lost all my hair. And so when we were doing the pickups, I think I had just finished treatment, and I was like, well, I'll save mine for last. And that's why in that shot, if you notice, I have just like a faint goatee.
Yeah.
And it's because I had forgotten what having a beard was like. So I'm like, no, I have a beard, a full beard, a woolly mammoth, let's go. And then the wig I had, which looked a lot like my hair, it works.
Yeah, it's just slightly longer.
Yeah, it works. I was still kind of healing from my surgery still, but I think it works out, and, you know. Now, this was a big line you had, and I remember you requested, originally it was all going to be one shot like this. And then, you know, occasionally we cut to me and stuff like that, but I remember the day we were shooting this, you have to remember there's, you know, when you're writing this, you don't think of what the parameters are going to be when you're filming, but we have a child upstairs that could wake up any moment.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm not good at memorizing.
Yeah, Becca was having difficulty because it was a very wordy scene. So often you'd be like, can I just say this instead? And then I'm like, okay. And then you're like, God, who approved of this? And I'm like, well, you.
Well.
But I did write it, and, you know, and so you would ask me, can we kind of chop this up? Can we maybe do like a close-up or something like that? And I said, yeah, sure, because I wasn't like married to the idea of this has to be one shot. I just had envisioned it that way, and I thought it'd be really cool, but it wasn't like, you know, I wasn't going to be very like, the scene, it ruins the crew of the scene. You know, it wasn't anything like that, and I knew it would be easier for you, so yeah, we did chop this up while we were filming, and I think it turned out okay. You know, everything kind of like,
it doesn't look obvious that I didn't do it in one take.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think it worked out quite fine, and I think you actually did a really great job, and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, my love.
It was it's a tough thing, man. Notice I didn't give myself a monologue in the movie.
How dare you?
Well, maybe in the sequel. I'll give myself a monologue. I figured since I was narrating, people had heard enough of my voice, so I'm like, let me have the lovely Sarah, which Sarah, we were talking about this the other day. I had wanted Sarah's name to be Sera, so it could be an homage to the Gears of War games that they're on the planet Sarah, spelled that way. And when I told you that, you're like, that's stupid. So our agreement was Sara. That was like the middle point, because I don't know if you wanted the H or not, but that was kind of like
I would have preferred the H, but just the E is a little too off.
Yeah. So that was... Oh, man, I just realized that TV we have there, it's not the same TV. We have a big old 49-inch now.
You know, what's funny is that is not what I was noticing at all.
Oh. No, I just looking in the background, it's so different now. This is my favorite shot of the whole movie, and I remember you were really worried about this shot, because you were like, God, I want to make sure I memorize my lines, because I don't want you to, like, have to redo everything. But I was the one who kept messing up, because I knew I was going to be right in front of the camera. But I love this. I think it's my favorite shot of the whole movie.
All the pressure.
It's just so lovely. I love shots like this when, you know, someone's in the foreground and they have their back turned. There's just so much going on, you know? So, it was my favorite one.
And now there's Happy Montage.
Yes, Happy Montage. So again, this was the song I knew we were going to end with. And starting from this movie's, man, we're wrapping up. We're about to finish the film. But starting here all the way into the very end of the credits, I timed it so that even when the Robot Head logo appears at the end...
he's naked.
Everything, yeah. This was hard for me. I couldn't find a way to...
Our tub does not look that clean anymore.
No. Remember, I was trying to find a way to sit in there, and I couldn't do it. So
yeah, but it looks funny.
Yeah. We so all these
vibe.
shots here we digitally darkened because it was actually super bright, and
disregard that there was a thing above the bed.
Oh, and now it's gone. Oh my God, you're right.
No, like our home decor changed the whole time since we did it over such a course of many weeks.
Yeah. It was like a month that we shot this. Yeah. So, well, no, I think our son just ripped that off, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's possible that he ripped it off.
But you could see in the background, it's
he ripped
clearly
off
day.
His camera. Like,
yeah,
remember
well, that's what I was talking about, yeah.
He had his monitoring camera that he ripped off the wall, not even the... I'm talking about above our bed. We used to have
sorry.
This. Oh,
my God, okay.
Tapestry? We had a tapestry.
Right. No, I was in the previous shot, the baby monitor was there.
No,
and then it was gone. So he ripped that off, yeah.
He ripped it off with his bare hands, and there's a hole in the wall.
But here, we had, like I mentioned, we had digitally darkened this. This was all...
It looks good, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's an effect, and obviously when the camera, you see the background. Here, I think it looks nice, but when I was talking and you saw the window in the background, that bothered me.
Like
this was always how I envisioned the final shot, and then to be continued, because it will be continued. Baby 2. So the cast here goes really slow, because I wanted to make sure that everything kind of goes in here. Matt Matthews, we never really joked about that, because I always said, his name is Matthew Matthews, and that we were going to find a way to put a joke in there, and we never did. I'd forgotten about that. And I just made sure that you said it in the film as a setup, so definitely in movie number 2, I promise you, it'll be here. So Lena, Henry, Brian, Susan, all these people never stepped foot on set while we were filming this movie. It's just that, it was archival footage, and I wanted to credit them. And then, of course, here the Matthews family will return. It's kind of like James Bond.
Yeah.
Any final words you want to say, Becca, as we close this off?
It bothers me that music is capital.
I do that all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this commentary, and be on the lookout for future videos and other stuff. Take care, guys.
Bye.